Hello everybody, my name is Freshhook Robots, and today we're going to be doing a Pokemon Scarlet and Nuzlocke Part 1. We're back in Paldea this time. The basic rules, you guys can pause to read them. And the new rule is only 3 healing items per battle, no X items, and health items are alright. With that, let's begin the Nuzlocke. We start out at my house, or at Nemona's house, where we have to pick our starter. Brigatito, Quaxly, or Fuecoco. I couldn't choose Brigatito since I already chose a grass starter in Galar. So I think it's unattractive to get 2 grass starters so close to each other. So I'm gonna choose either Fuecoco or Quaxly. And guess who I chose? Not Fuecoco. I chose Quaxly. His name is Donald. And we use it to easily defeat Fuecoco against Nemona in a battle. Also, this is the second Nuzlocke I've done. Check out the first one. It's really good. Also, on the first area, we managed to find Robin the Fletchling. And then we go down into this ravine, where we find this guy who is named Koridon. And he has some beef with Houndour after he just ate a sandwich and became God. And then we find a Diglett named Mole. And this Houndoom wants us off its lawn. And then we have to beat up this guy named Arvin Squavit, since he wants Koridon back. But then I get flashbacks of Chunky. Then we go on top of the lighthouse and see our school from here. But while we were training, Mole died to a tarantula from a trainer. Rest in peace, young guy. Thank you for all you did. But let's be honest, he never did anything anyway. He wasn't going to last that long. No offense. At this point, I realized I only had 2 Pokemon left, and they were both crippling weak to electric. So I had to get another team member to counter that. So I Princess the Wooper, and I text King the Quagsire, this is his cousin, but it's not. It's just one of the species. He doesn't know it at all. We name her Princess the Wooper. And then we throw dirt into Nemona's Palmy's eyes, and we managed to kick, and Donald managed to kick Fuecoco's tail. Then, by the school, we managed to find these guys named Team Star, and guess what we did to them? Also, they were hurting this young woman. And what we did to them was... And then we go inside the school, and we get introduced to our free routes after doing some classes and eating a nice sandwich. The Victory Road, Starfall Street, and Path of Legends. Man, I don't know. It's Nemona, Arvin, or Cassiopeia. We just have to choose. And then we meet this woman named Sada on the TV in the director's office, and she's too lazy to babysit Koridon, so she asks us to do it. And I happily accept. Some days later, we get introduced to the treasure hunt, and now we get to search our treasure. And I'm completing this whole game, so I'm going to do everything. With that, we begin our adventure with Princess, Donald, and Robin, along with Koridon. We then find Blanket the Reap near the first gym. And sorry guys, and near the first Titan, we managed to find Shroom the Knackley. Hell yeah. We then find a giant crab, who's named the Stony Cliff Titan, but Shroom ain't have none of it. And then we find out that there's Sweet Herba Mystica as well as others, and Koridon wanted it. Arvin looking kinda sus over there, what's he up to? And then we find out from Sada that the Koridon will now move as fast as hell, which is literally what happened. And then while Shroom manages to clean up the first gym, and Teddy Ursa, we got introduced to Terrestrialized, and I'm still dizzy, so I don't even notice it. And we get the badge. 2 badges at this point, and the team's looking good. We then find Pepper the Casper Kid, who's a small boy. Or small girl, yeah, it's a small girl. And then we go super duper fast. Then we find Bombardier, the Open Sky Titan. I'm buying mostly Titans. and Shroom ain't having none of it. So he throws a rock at it, and boo. And then Blanket and Donald evolve into these guys. They aren't at their full potentials yet, but it's alright. And don't worry, Donald's just through a phase. And what happened to you, Blanket? and then we find the bitter herba mystica. But I just realized there's just different colors. And meanwhile, Arvin is trying to take care of his wounded Maplestiff. Nothing will heal it. The Pokemon Center is too lazy to do it. Potions ain't working, and revives ain't working. So he's working on the herba mystica. Apparently, eating all 5 of them should cure anything. So that's what he's hoping for. Crydon eats it, and eats this bitter herba mystica, and now he can walk on water. Sick. And then, at the gym, while we're looking for Sunflora, Robin evolves into a Fletchinder. Man, all of them are growing up so fast. So, fighting Brassius, Robin falls asleep against the Petadil, but he already did some damage against it, so Donald manages to take it out. We get a little bit of damage from the Smoliv, and I feel sorry for doing this, but we kick it into submission. Finally with Sudowoodo, who had a petal on his head. He manages to hit Donald, Princess, and Blanket for really big damage. But Blanket just survives on 3 HP like a mad lad. He must have been Mole protecting him as Spirit. And then we managed to electrocute that guy and send him into submission, getting the 4th badge. On our whole quest, there's 18 badges, I think. Then we find 4 the Magnemite on our way to Laventia City. And then Princess evolves into a Clodsire. Oh my god. King might have some competition now. Then we find out in the city. We literally find it so cool around here. Princess is acting like a big sister to Pepper. Donald is holding on to Shroom. And all of us are just chilling around. Crydon takes a break from carrying us, so he goes over to the relaxing center while we look around the city. Nimona wants to battle us again, so Pepper manages to take care of her Rockruff by using a few leaves. Clodsire buries her Palmont into the ground, and then Donald kicks Crocodile into the leg, which literally really hurts. And then Iono challenges us to the Iono Zone, and she apparently named the director Mr. Walksabout. Lame. Then we had to find Mr. Walksabout like 3 times, with it getting more tedious every time. Oh, and when we were going to take on Iona, I figured to use the Firestone that I found earlier to evolve Pepper into Scorvillain. Sick. With that, we take on Iona. Princess was the queen of this fight. She manages to use a few poison tails to take out the Wattrel and buries the Luxio. But when we got to the Belly Bolt, we had to use Amisha 3 times to get rid of it. And then next we had the Miss Magius. And then we had it. And then it hit us Shadow Ball really hard. But then Pepper manages to hit it for big damage with Flamethrower and takes it out. Oh, and also Shroom evolves into a Necklace Stack. And then we find Chun-Li, the Mickey, outside after Crydon manages to heal up. And then after taking out the Team Starbase, about time, we burn up the Rever Room. And then we find Zetus the Swablu. And with that, we continue on our quest. Next time, we fight the Fire Crew, take on Kofu, and many others. See ya, guys. To be continued.